How are you guys today? Come on in, join me. We're going to be covering the tip of the week today on this rainy Friday here in Texas. So, welcome. My name is Diana Gintu, and I am a self-care coach. I come in here every Monday and share with you a tip of the week. And today we are going to be talking about keeping your calm even when everything around you is fear and panic. I think this is been talking to a lot of people this week, and I know that our country is in a state of panic and crisis over health and the virus. And so I wanted to come in here and just chat a little bit, have a conversation with you guys about how to really take care of yourself emotionally and mentally during times of crisis. I think that is going to be helpful to you. I know that's something that I try to go to in these times. So here's the thing. Number one thing is I am not an infectious disease expert, and so I'm not going to really be talking about what to do in that respect to keep your health healthy. I am a mental health expert, and so I'm going to be really talking about how to really take care of yourself mentally and emotionally so that you're in a better place, okay, while you deal with everything that's going on around you, okay? Hi everyone, come on in. We're going to be talking about how to keep ourselves calm when everything around us is fear and panic, okay? I've been talking to a lot of people this week, and they find themselves very, very anxious, very triggered by what's going on in our world. And so I thought it would be important to kind of share with you some tips, some ways to really keep yourself grounded in these times, okay? So here's the thing, there's a lot of unknowns right now, right? Every hour there's a development, and that is what's creating some of the fear in us, is that we always, as human beings, we want to know what to expect. And so we continue to consume more information, right? We continue to Google it, to put on the news, to talk to people, to our neighbors, to our friends, and it's all around us. And when that happens, guys, there's just no way that it's not going to magnify in our hearts and in our minds, right? The more that we focus on it, the more that it's going to be, we're going to feel it in our body, okay? That's all we're going to think about. That's all we're going to want to consume. And so here's the thing. It's not good for our mental health or our emotional health to be in a fight or flight response all day. It's just not good for us, okay? That panic, that fear that a lot of you are feeling is a fight or flight response, and it is there for a reason. It's there to protect us. It's there to help us in moments of crisis. But the thing is if we are in that state all day long, we are going to compromise our health. We are going to feel anxious. We're going to have panic. Our immune system actually is going to be affected as well, because our body is not functioning as well when we are in that state of fight or flight. So I want to encourage you, as you listen to today's, let's talk about things that we can do so that we can really be at our best place, just emotionally, mentally, and that's going to help our immune system as well. We are one system, okay? So whenever one goes on hyperdrive, another one suffers, okay? So is this making sense to you guys? I know there's quite a few of you watching, so give me a little thumbs up if this is making sense as far as the fight or flight response. We don't want to be in that, and we don't want to just continue to consume more information. Great, I'm getting some thumbs up. Okay, so here's the thing that I want you to do. So I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things, and the first one is we want to be really intentional about the information we consume. As I said, okay, I know that there's developments every hour, and I know that it's just human nature to want to know what's happening. We want to get on Facebook. We want to know what's the newest thing. We want to turn on the news. Here's the thing. That's their job. The news, that is their job. They have to be there all day and they have to report what's relevant, right? But doesn't mean that our job is to consume everything they're putting out. I really want to encourage you to, if you have to watch the news, if that's something that I know some people, I don't watch the news, but some people do, and I respect that. Really be intentional about it. So maybe watch it in the morning, watch it maybe midday, like limit, be intentional. Don't just be every free minute that you have, get on the news, watch, put it, I have a client that I'm working on stress, and he keeps his TV on news all day long. So we're definitely working on that piece because he has anxiety, and so that's not good. We want to make sure that we don't activate our fight or flight response all day long. It's just not good for us. We are not going to feel clear. We're going to be overloaded, overwhelmed, and when you are in that state, again, you're compromising your immune system because you're on hyperdrive, and that really leads for you to not be in a good place. So we want to make sure that we keep ourselves calm, be intentional. If you have to watch the news or you have to be on social media, my job does consist of a lot of social media, and so I try to limit that to pockets in my day so that I'm not just coming into either Facebook, Instagram, and then scrolling and spending a lot of time reading how other people are freaking out about this, right? Because fear is contagious. It is. And if somebody's worried, think about what's happening with the toilet paper. I don't want to laugh about it because I think it is real. This is a real thing. But it started with people posting pictures of them buying in bulk, and then now where everybody wants to buy in bulk because you kind of feel left out if you don't. You kind of feel like, should I be doing that? Should I be doing that? And so again, it is contagious. And so you want to make sure that you are intentional about what you consume. If you have to watch the news, if that's something that calms you down, again, limited. And then I also want to say, make sure that you are counteracting it with a lot of positivity, okay? So here's the thing. This is what I did with my kids last night. We got home from a trip, and they were worried. Their school their spring break has been extended, that's the word, extended. And so they were like, oh my gosh, it's really serious. And we had to talk about what to do, right? All the precautions that they're telling us, wash your hands and that sort of thing. And I could tell the mood of the house was a little bit, down and worried. And so I did a gratitude circle, which they rolled their eyes, but you know what? This mama doesn't care. We went around the room 5 times, and I asked them to be grateful for one thing. And then we just kind of talked about things that were good in our lives. So make sure that you are counteracting all that information that's scary, that is overwhelming, with things that are really good for you, things that you enjoy, things that you can be grateful for, things that are really working out for you in your life. So that you can stay a little bit more balanced, okay? So that's the tip number 1, is really be intentional about what you consume, counteract it with some really positive gratitude stuff in your life, because things are still good for you, okay? Number 2 is focus on what you can control. Here's the thing. We cannot control whether it spreads into our neighborhoods, our schools. Like we can't control the big picture, but we can control what we do as an individual, okay? So that means I can control that I'm going to be very, very vigilant about washing my hands, about making sure that I take awareness of how I'm feeling. If I am feeling sick, not to go into public, like just be aware of the stuff that you can control. I can control my mind, and I can control to focus on things that are good in my life. I can control my panic and my fear because I'm not going to feed it more than it needs to. in times like this. Okay, so focus, stay in your lane, and focus on what you can control. I think a lot of times we kind of, focus on what other people are doing, and that creates, again, more panic, just like the toilet paper. Oh my gosh, I haven't bought, let me go. Yesterday I was at Target buying milk and orange juice, and I saw this lady, and she had about 20 Cloroxes. Now I'm hoping that she worked for a school or something, but I was like, wow, that's a lot of fear there. And again, I'm not saying not to disinfect. I'm not saying not to, carry wipes and stuff like that. Do what you have to. I'm not an infectious disease expert. Remember, I'm a mental health professional. But what I'm saying is do what you can, but don't go to where start focusing on, oh my gosh, I have to just control everything around me, because you know what? You can't. You can't control what other people do. You can't see the droplets of saliva in the air. That's just not in your control. So you just focus on what you can control, your mind, your actions, and your emotions, okay? Number 3, come on in, everyone. We're talking about keeping calm. Number 3, we want to move your body. We want to focus on our health, right? And I have 3 things that I really recommend to everybody, and that's move your body. You want to be in your best health, right? So, move your body, breathe, do some meditation, really focus on that relaxation piece. Remember, I talked about we don't want our body to feel the strain of that fight or flight all day long. So we want to make sure that we are doing some deep breathing, right? So that our body can calm down and reach homeostasis, right? So it reaches a place of calm. We want to make sure that we are focusing on our gratitude practice, our meditation, our, that positive mindset during this time. It is very easy. Like I said earlier, fear is contagious, and it's like a fire. It takes over. You don't want to be caught up in that again, because it just doesn't feel good, and you're going to be worrying about so many things that are out of your control. So for those of you that are tuning in right now, let me recap the 3 things that I'm doing and I recommend my clients to do, and now I'm telling you. The first one is be intentional about what you are consuming during this time. You don't have to watch the news 24/7. I know there's developments all the time, but if you want to just check in every now and then, that's what I would recommend, so that your body's not in fight or flight, in panic all day long, okay? Number 2, focus on what you control. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Do something that is totally 100% in your control, and focus on that. Number 3 is really focus on your physical health. It's going to help with mental clarity and emotional stability. Okay, those are things that are really going to boost that immune system, because you are feeling good, you're sleeping, you're moving your body, you're using your quiet time to do some meditation, which gratitude, all that good stuff is going to be good to counteract all the negative stuff that is coming to us. Again, we can't control that huge picture, but we can control what we do in our own body and in our own home. So especially us moms with kids, they're worried, they're concerned. I know I have a little girl that tends to be a little bit more on the anxious spectrum, and so I had to really do some talking to her about these things. Making sure that we're not watching news every day, all day. It's just not good for her. I want to make sure that she knows that she can only control herself, and so again, we're encouraging good hand washing. We're encouraging not touching her face, and then again, counteracting, like I did last night. We did a gratitude circle. We all went around the room and talked about good things that were happening, good things that we could be joyful for. We have a lot of things to be grateful for. And so focusing on that, trying to keep a positive mindset is going to be good. Let me just repeat one more time in case you didn't catch it. being in a state of fight or flight, which means fear and panic all day, really can hinder your immune system because your body is not meant to work that way. So if one part of your body is on hyperdrive, other parts are going to be affected as well. And so you want to make sure that you're taking care of your mind and your emotional being during this time. And that's all we can do, guys. I hope, I know, has this been helpful? Do you guys have any questions? I want to kind of do a little bit different today where I open it up for questions because I know there's a lot of worry out there, and I want to make sure that I'm here to serve. So I'm going to give you guys a moment here and see if anybody has any questions or if this was helpful as far as the 3 things you can do to keep calm during this time. You know, for me, one of the things that I know is something that I have to do, and I've been doing it during my my spring break, is I've been moving my body because I know that so much information is coming. People I'm talking to, people are texting, the news, all that is coming. And the one thing I can do for me is move my body and stay in the best health I can, right? So eating more foods that are going to be good for me, that boost my immune, you know, more greens, making sure that you're keeping yourself well rested during this time. Again, focusing on things that I can control. I can control my mind and my body, and that's it. Okay, so I don't see any questions come up, but if you want to share this on your timeline, I would love it because I know that there's so many people out there that are really, really scared and are really, really fearful. And I gave you guys 3 things that you can do to really be, keep your calm a little bit more during this stressful time. So if you can share it, that would be great. That would be helping me, and you'd be helping others that find themselves overwhelmed. A lot of times, I know this is not, these strategies are not rocket science, but sometimes when we're in a state of panic and fear, we can't even think clearly. We don't even know what to do. So share this video with your friends and family, and hopefully we can start to keep our calm during this time. All right, guys, so you guys stay healthy. And again, I'm here. If you have any questions, if you didn't feel like you wanted your questions to be public, yeah, so again, I see somebody coming in here saying that they've been taking some vitamin C. Again, do what you can control. Do focus on things you can control. So I love that. So again, thanks for sharing. And if you have any questions that maybe you didn't get a chance to because you're watching it on replay, send me a private message. I would be more than glad to help you during this stressful time. All right, you guys take care. Have a good Friday.